Michael Moore, political critic and filmmaker, visits the MSU campus on Thursday. We sent Hayley Beitman and Mike Daniewski to capture the fun.
Michael Moore, Oscar-winning filmmaker, best-selling author, and Flint native, visits MSU to promote his new book, Here Comes Trouble, Stories from My Life. This book is said to take readers on an unforgettable, take no prisoners ride through the life and times of Michael Moore. Breaking the autobiographical mode, Moore's memoir is alternately funny, eye-opening, and moving. It's the book he's been writing and living his entire life. We interviewed a few people to see what they thought.
I'm here to see Michael Moore because all of his films have been just a big thing in my life. I've watched pretty much all of them multiple times. I think I've only missed a couple of them, but I know I own, I think, all of them. But I love the way he does his films, and the way he makes his points is kind of like one of those things that I wish I always had the gumption to make the points he does, but I just never had that, and he's always able to make it and do it in such a creative way that I just love watching the movies over. Even though I've seen it a million times, I almost could say it word for word, Bowling for Columbine. Every time he goes into the bank and buys the gun, or gets the gun for a price, it's priceless every time he gets it, and walks out and cherishes it. So, I don't know, just his films is pretty much what got me involved, and I really like it.
Michael Moore, an opinionated individual and self-proclaimed troublemaker, we asked attendees how they really felt about the filmmaker and what effects they felt he has had on communities through his films and books.
Well, I really admire Michael Moore. I think he's a real genius of our age, and he articulates the hopes and the dreams and the concerns of the average working American. So I think Michael Moore, while he uses humor in a really innovative way, is a very serious political commentator, and I admire his views and his leadership.
Okay, so have you read his new book?
I haven't yet. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Okay, and how do you feel about the accusations that a lot of his documentaries are misleading, or
I think it's patently false. I know that Michael Moore employs an army of fact-checkers. He cannot get away with distorting the truth like others can. And Michael Moore is under a microscope, and he's an extraordinarily gifted documentarian, and we know that he's internationally famous, and he's suffered for that.
The event hosted 1,117 attendants at the MSU Auditorium, with ages ranging from 19 to 63. As it is apparent, Moore's demographic includes various ages and walks of life. The political stance of those at which claim to be Moore fans lean toward a Democratic Party, with 37 out of the 41 questioned answering so. Entered the East Lansing area with promises of bringing trouble associated with his new book. The lecture held a strong turnout and was an event well received by the MSU campus. This is Hnatiuk. Stay classy, Journ 203.